All right, Keith. We're at the 2019 Vegas shoot. It's time for the big boys, the Compound Open. It's Craig Poole here with Bowjunky Media. We're here with the 2019 senior winner with his clean 900, Mr. Keith Trail.
Yes, sir.
As they introduce these guys, let's get it started here. We got Mike Slosher from the Netherlands. We got Stefan Hansen from Denmark. And of course, Mr. Levi Morgan from America.
Yes, sir.
Levi is he's the greatest 3D archer ever, but
yes, sir,
he's ready to win this thing. And we have our 2016 Lucky Dog winner, Mr. Sergio Pagni from Italy, the Sultan of Smooth.
Got a couple gentlemen getting ready to come up. I can see them back here that are very familiar with this environment. There's Chance.
Absolutely. Chance Bobeff. He actually has won this event back-to-back years in the past. Chance is ready. He made an arrow switch this year, so we're going to see how it goes. Here we go.
Man. There's the Iceman.
There's the man, Jesse the Freak Show Broadwater.
Freak Show.
Jesse's won this event multiple times. He is always a threat to win any tournament he's in. Here we go. Tate Morgan. Tate's been having a lot of success. He's just kind of, Tate's ready to kind of break over the hump.
I'm sitting here, Cal. I'm not ignoring you. I'm sitting here looking at the competition.
There we go.
Seeing how many of these have won this tournament before, and there's quite a few of them.
Yes, Paul Tedford from Team Montana. He finished on the podium here last year.
Yes, sir.
Here we go, the big cat, Steve Anderson. Steve is always a crowd favorite, of course.
Yeah.
He's a character, there's no doubt about it.
Next gentleman coming in here, I don't know him.
Sebastian Pinot from France. He's definitely a friend of the program.
Okay.
He made the shoot-off last year. He's a multiple-time world champion, and he is one of the coolest dudes you'll ever meet.
Very nice.
Great kid. There we go. Richard Bowen. A lot of folks here might not know who Richard is, but he has been shooting at an incredibly high level.
Yes, sir.
And he is a
years.
very, very good dude. He's definitely the blue-collar favorite.
Exactly.
There we go.
I watched him this morning practicing, and he was doing very well.
Yeah, there we go. There's Roberto Hernandez, a.k.a. Bob. Sebastian, this gentleman here had to do a makeup arrow today all by himself on the line for the 900.
Wow.
And he got it done. And there we go. We got the Netherlands, Peter Elzinga. Peter's been on the world stage many, many times. This is familiar territory for him.
Greg, I'm going to tell you what,
Anthony
man, there is
Ferraro.
some competition coming out in this room now.
Oh, buddy, I'll tell you what.
Hey, it's good to be a senior.
There we go. We got Jeremy Starks coming out. Jeremy rocking the Bowtech. Good for him. New Zealand, we got Riku in the house.
New Zealand.
If I'm not mistaken, that might be the first Southern Hemisphere shooter to make the 900 shoot-off.
We need to check that out. And I'm sitting here looking. It's just
Matt Sullivan. He's going to be the Ginger's favorite. There's no doubt about that.
okay.
And here's a little buddy of mine, Jesse Clayton, a.k.a. Sandlot. Another
Where's he
Ginger.
from?
He's from Oregon. I actually met that young man down in Vista, California when he was just a youngster. So Nicolas Girard from France. But yeah, Jesse Clayton, that kid can shoot. Here's Miko.
Man, I am getting old because I don't know none of these young gentlemen. My goodness.
There we go. Donnie Thacker.
Been shooting pretty solid.
Donnie Thacker Jr., the inventor of the Sweet Spot, which is on several bows out there. Richard Jackson from Pennsylvania. Not a super familiar face, but once you shoot a 900, you are.
You are familiar then.
And here's our lucky dog. Here's Francis Pierre Deloche.
How many did we have? Do you know how many we had go into the lucky dog?
37 or so.
Wow.
So it was a bunch. And I was observing during the lucky dog on the live feed that we did that I felt that the Euro shooters and American FIDA shooters had an advantage on the lucky dog because, and this proves out with Chris Perkins last year, shoots a lot of that FIDA stuff, They are used to the one arrow inside out, closest to center shoot
Very
off.
true. Very true.
And when you're not used to doing that, you're not used to doing that. So those guys that shoot the fetus stuff, they absolutely have to do that all the time.
There, they just got the crowd livened up. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I agree with you, Greg. I agree.
So, all right, folks, we're going to go to break here. That was a pretty good introduction, and we will be right back with the first practice and in the championship open at the 2019 Vegas Shoot. All right, everybody, here we go. This is Greg Poole with Bowjunky Media. It is time for the big boys, the championship open. We are at the 2019 Vegas Shoot. This weekend's coverage is brought to you by Cafaro International. We're here with your 2019 senior winner here in Vegas, shooting the first ever Perfect 900, Keith Trail. Got a group of talent out there, son.
I don't even
I'm
know
the
how
one that
we're-
stutters, Keith.
Yeah,
Come on now.
I don't even know how we're going to keep up with this.
Well, this is good point for one, but this is the first official practice, and with this level of talent, I really don't foresee, I think
Anybody dropping off early.
yeah, well, and of course this is practice, but
Right.
I think that you are going to see, guys get through the first end of regular scoring. I think because of the depth of the field, I think of the guys who are going to drop off the first end of regular scoring, it's probably going to be some of the new faces simply because the amount of adrenaline thrown through their body right now is
agree.
not familiar.
I agree. Yep. Yeah, we were just talking about that during the break. For me, there's a lot of faces that are familiar, but there's a lot out here that I've never seen before that you've seen, going
Absolutely.
traveling on all of your tournaments and overseas and stuff like that. But, man, there's some talent out here.
Look at
Greg.
Jesse Clayton on 19, the freaking 17 years old kid from Oregon. He's been one of my little proteges. Not
And
taking
he's
credit for his shooting by any
smaller
means, but
diameter arrows.
he is. He's shooting 23s, but he absolutely just pounded it out and walked off the line like what? He hasn't shot for 5 months. He's been going to college down at San Diego, and he literally just practiced for this, and this is his first tournament in months and months and months.
Yeah, I was just
Well,
trying to.
actually, he went to Nemes, excuse me, but he literally up until Nemes, he hadn't shot for 5 months.
Where's he from?
He's up in Oregon right now, but
Okay.
originally I met him. He was down in Vista, California.
Vista. Yeah, I tried to put the glasses on his arrows. I think he's shooting 23.
He is. He is.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I don't know how many people out here exactly in this class are shooting 23s, but if you rocked a 900 with, and I hate to salt Jesse Clayton's game, but his first 2 300s, his
Yeah.
arrow rest was loose.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
You're right. So, all right, folks, we're going to go to break here real quick, and we'll be right back with the first scoring end in the championship compound open. All right, everybody, we're back here at the 2019 Vegas Shoot in the Championship Open here with Keith Trail. All right, first end of practice is done. This is the first end for score.
Here we go live.
I'm curious to see if someone drops out because they want to get them on and get them gone.
I'll try and do the best I can to keep an eye. Everybody looks good so far.
There's a bunch of arrows going to be out there, so it's going to be kind of hard to tell.
Greg, I can't see, man. They're just they're intertwined.
Yeah, there's a bunch down there, so we're probably just going to have to lay back in the cut and kind of see what we see once we get a chance to see. Jesse Clayton. Jesse Clayton has a tall arrow right there on 19, bottom right. And I think that's what happens when people.
He's good. He called it.
Okay. When folks try to rush, man, that's what can happen.
Got one down here on 23. He's good. He's
Jackson. And you said Slosher down there on target one.
Yeah, he's got one high.
They're calling Slosher for they're calling Slosher for a 30 right now, so they're saying 30.
Target 10, bottom right.
They're calling Jackson for a 30, Clayton for a 30, Sullivan for a 30, Von Tonder for a 30, Bowen for a 30, Morgan and
target
Tedford.
10, he's got one really close.
Morgan and Tedford, Panye, Bobeff.
Oh, okay, here we go, right here.
So, absolutely. So, looks like Deloche is going to be. Looks like our lucky dog has. Not lasted too long in this, but
That's all right.
That's right.
He did a good job. He tried.
he did. Well, and the lucky dog really has not much to lose because it's either first or last. Pinot does have a low one. Other than that, everything's looking. Jesse Broadwater looks like he's shooting pretty clean there.
Chance looks solid.
Slosher with a 30. Levi
Once
Morgan.
Again, we're doing 2 ends of regular scoring.
And then X's.
And then X's. Okay.
Yep. Levi Morgan seems to be in high spirits down there. Stefan Hansen, they with a 30, and he barely blinks. That kid can shoot right there. Stefan Hansen, that kid is talented. I don't know how he holds up all that weight, but whatever.
Now, you know, and the group that you have out here, I mean, come on, man. There's a lot of people that we would like to see out of this group right here win this tournament. But as I look down there, Levi has won the indoor nationals.
Yes, he has.
If he wins this, if he could win this,
right,
that would be the icing on the cake.
He's won Reading. He's won indoor nationals. He's won every 3D that's pretty much ever existed. This literally would have been every non-FIDA tournament in America. Levi Morgan would have won it.
Yep.
That's not bad.
That's getting her done right there.
Yeah.
And he's young. Got himself in a position to do it.
And he's young.
Yes.
And this year, coming into Vegas, Chance Bobev with a 30. Levi Morgan shooting the sweet spot this year. So
oh, is he?
He is.
Okay.
And so that's really helped him with some of those bleeding off tension and getting those little dip bangs that he was prone to.
Okay.
That sweet spot has really. There's Jesse Broadwater with a 30.
Look at him, just
look how concerned he looks. Jesse Broadwater looks terribly worried there.
Well, maybe if we throw that comment out there about sweet spot again, maybe Donnie will go back and look at this thing and maybe throw me a bone and you know, maybe give me a senior discount.
A senior. Well, you got your AARP card, right?
Yes, I do.
And your military discount. You can
right.
double down.
You hear that, Donnie?
Double down. This is, we apologize, folks. As much as we all love to watch archery, none of us like to watch scoring, especially when you got 24 absolute gangsters out there. And so this is going to take a little while, folks.
It's going to take a little while, and there's really nothing that we can do at this point with so many archers out here. It's very, very hard for us to see across the arrows.
Right. You want to know who I feel real sorry for is August Peters, my editor. He's going to have his work cut out for him trying to sort all this stuff on the leaderboard.
Well, I know you're the boss man, but I did have to nudge him a minute ago because I think he fell asleep.
he must be listening to the live feed, not us.
Yeah, he is. He's not even paying attention to us.
He ain't paying attention to us at all. But August is a good guy, and he does a great job. So.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, he just. Shh. There we go, Sebastian Pinot with a 30. And so let me ask you a question. When you are in this situation, you score a 30 on the first end for score, you can't really get excited.
No.
It's literally just, well, duh, yeah, that's what I got to do, and now I got to go do it again. It's not like you can go, yes. You can't do that.
No, and I've been in that situation 3 times out there. I've got 3 prior 900s that I've made. And, yeah, I mean, it's end for end. I mean, you know you have a little bit of leadway coming in here because, okay, we're counting the Big Ten.
Right.
And, man, I want to get to that. I want to get to that X scoring. And I think this end coming up here, you might start seeing 1 or 2 start dropping off.
Right. I agree with that. Now, generally speaking, we will lose, depending on the number of people, we will lose a couple when the regular scoring comes into play. We did lose the lucky dog, PJ Deloche, but the second end of scoring is where the rubber meets the road.
Yes.
And now, I'm not saying it for this big of a class.
Right.
But then you usually lose about 1/3 of the class.
Okay, I was going to say 50.
Yeah,
50%.
You generally lose a third or better. And then, of course, once you go down to X's for X's, then it gets cut in half every end.
Yep.
And so, with this many people, though, it's just hard to tell because, generally speaking, you can get a vibe for scores. You can get a vibe for what it's going to take. I have no idea.
I'm still sitting here amazed, Greg. I mean, you got 24 shooters out there.
Right. Absolutely.
And man, they just and we counted it up during the break.
Look at this kid. He looks 11.
Now,
I
is
mean,
that the young one that you were talking
no,
about?
No, I'm talking
Okay.
about Jesse Clayton. That kid there is
A young adult?
He's no, he's a he looks like a young adult, but then we got Grizzly Adams up in there. He's got a pretty solid beard going right there.
He reminds me of Sarah Lance's husband.
Right? Absolutely. So this is the process, folks. Once we narrow her down, it's going to take a little bit less, but World Archery, of course, does there's if we can't pan over there because they're not our cameras, but there is an entire table over there full of spotting scopes. And they are, as arrows land, they are going unofficial calling. And so that allows people to, kind of keep up a little bit more. But this process here just kind of is what it is.
Well, let me ask you something. Okay, so we're set up on the screen here, and as they're posting them, as the archers their arrows are being scored by the spotting scopes, is the audience seeing that as well?
I don't know. We would have to look up at the top. We would have to look up at the Jumbotron.
That's what they see up there?
I don't know.
Okay.
Next end, we'll
pay attention.
Take a peek up there and see if it is. Jesse Clayton was 30. I like that red, white, and blue Bowjunky hat right there.
Love
That's what
it,
I'm
man.
talking
Love
about.
it.
And so
Patriot.
there you go. Him, his dad Jamie and his mom Dawn. Dawn was here helping us at the booth this weekend.
Okay.
She's actually on a flight right now, and so I'm sure she is dying inside right now, not being here to watch
Unless
this.
she's got Wi-Fi.
Oh, right.
There's another young man.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the whole thing, man. To imagine trying to come up in the game right now and make a mark.
I understand.
It's deep water, full of sharks.
Exactly right. Yep.
Full of sharks.
Exactly, and that's what we were talking about earlier. It's just going to get, as they move up in age, they're going to keep on coming, and it's just going to get better and better.
It is, and I mean that's something to keep in mind is. I wish I could pinpoint why Donnie Thacker with a 30. I wish I could pinpoint why we get these huge swings. Next year we might have 6. It's just you just cannot predict what it is. I know Bruce Cole thought when he started paying $50,000 to win this that everyone was going to pee down their legs and stuff, and that just didn't happen.
No.
Right. Rich Jackson. I mean that guy right there. He looks like he's here to do work, but he's not a familiar face and he's not a familiar name. I mean, I'm sure back home, because you don't come here and luck into a 900. That don't happen.
No, he's been practicing somewhere.
Where
did they say he was from?
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
And give a big round of applause to our lucky dog. Unfortunately, he has been eliminated.
BJ Deloche is done. The lucky dog.
Dog's gone.
Yep. Well, this year the lucky dog didn't hunt.
No.
So we're going to...
he came up nibbling, though.
He did. We're going to go to break, folks. Give you guys a little break from this and pay some bills, and then we will be back with more coverage from the 2019 Vegas shoot. All right, here we go. This is official scoring in number 2. We are right on to X scoring here, Keith, and I think the oxygen just went out of the room.
Yeah, I noticed that they just said X-ring scoring, so it's going to be a little bit different ball game here.
Absolutely, and so this is where the rubber's going to meet the road. The lucky dog has been eliminated, and so now it comes down to who's going to be able to pound out the middle and who's not.
Exactly.
And the nerves, obviously, the first end going to, you would know, the first end going to X as the 10. What does that do to everything there? And it looks like Tate Morgan has shot a 9. Jesse Clayton has shot a 9. Gerard has shot a 9. And, yes, the crowd can see what's happening there.
They can, yep.
So Starks, Gerard, Clayton,
Gyro.
Seb Pinot is out. Tate Morgan's out.
This is where the
So,
rubber meets the road
there
right
we
here.
go.
We knew that they were going to start dropping off like flies.
Yep, house cleaning time, right?
Yes,
Right,
sir.
meow. So here we go.
We're sitting here doing
So here we go.
a live feed.
So, yep. So just to recap, Jackson will be out, Thacker will be out, Gerard will be out, Clayton will be out, Sullivan will be out, Starks will be out, Ferraro is out, Pinot is out,
1, 2,
Morgan is out, Broadwater is out,
Wow.
Morgan is
1,
out,
2,
and
3,
Slosher
4,
is out.
5, 6, 7, 8,
Wow.
9, 10,
Levi Morgan is out.
11,
Jesse, oh my
12,
Lord.
13,
The
14 are
purge,
gone, man.
the purge just happened.
It just happened. Wow.
The purge just happened, and we're going to be down to Stefan Hansen, Sergio Pagni, Bobeff, and they just took it off the screen. Steve Anderson was clean still, so we literally, first N for X's, we just lost over half the class.
Yep, and that's what we were just talking about. I thought maybe the first end here with this crowd is going to drop down to 50%.
All right, everybody, we're back here at the 2019 Vegas shoot. This is the Championship Open. I'm here with your 2019 senior champion, Keith Trail. This weekend's coverage is brought to you by Cafaro International. We are still scoring the first end of X counts as the 10, and pretty much the purge has been upon us, Keith.
Greg, we just lost half of the field on the first end of
Way
X
more than
scoring.
half.
Yes, sir.
Way more than half. Slosher's
A lot
out,
of good
Broadwater's out,
shooters.
Pinot's out, Clayton's out,
Levi's out.
Levi's out, Tedford's out. It's pretty much been an absolute. Bowen's out. It's pretty much been an absolute purge, no doubt about it. And so we're coming back now so we can kind of discuss. Because look, folks, we simply weren't going to make you sit there and watch 30 minutes of arrow calling, because that's not entertaining.
It's boring.
But
Exactly.
But here we are. We're back. Elzinga's through. Steve Anderson's through. Chance Bobeff's through. So we will give you a proper update here momentarily. There you see Donnie Thacker.
He's got a couple close down there.
He does. He doesn't look super confident about it, but it definitely looks like he's got a chance.
Jackson's right.
Oh,
29, he's
Donnie
gone.
Thacker, 29.
All right.
So,
Jackson's got one close down here on the bottom right.
Yes.
We'll have to see what they call.
Absolutely. And the other, Sebastian Pinot's out, but the other Sebastian that had to stand up there at the end of shooting today and shoot one arrow all by himself to make the 900, he's still through with a 30.
Unreal.
Yeah, let's add a little bit more pressure to a 900.
Exactly.
And
Let's
that,
do it in front of everybody while everybody's looking.
right, and that was a form and
No.
function of, unfortunately, the targets, because he had one hole and his arrow was buried all the way inside, and by rule you can't call it unless you can visually see it, and it was all the way through.
Oh, wow.
And so that's
Okay.
why he had to reshoot another arrow.
Okay. Nobody witnessed it or anything.
Doesn't matter, not here.
Okay.
That trick was also pulled on Jesse Broadwater at the Dakota Classic,
Wow.
because you have to understand this is not an NFAA event. This is an NFAA Foundation event, and so is the Dakota Classic. And Jesse Broadwater had to reshoot an arrow at 60 yards for the win, all by himself. Drano, but
Yeah. He
But
hammered
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Okay.
So we're almost down to the end here. And
He did
30
get it.
for Jackson. He got
did
it.
get Okay. I knew it was close.
Yep. So
All right,
here we
now
go.
We're going to see how many we got left.
Exactly. We are absolutely going to see. Now, I'm curious whether they take the people that are left and bring them to the middle. But we're going to have to see what there. Stefan Hansen is still in.
He is. Okay.
But there were some extremely heavy hitters there that are no longer in the game.
in the game.
And so that is absolutely, that's part of the game, man, especially here in Vegas. I haven't seen anybody shoot tomatoes or blow any giant, but it don't matter when you go to the X.
It doesn't matter. And it looks like a couple of them, I guess they're putting up new targets. Good. That puts a little bit more added pressure right there.
And you can actually see Jesse Clayton there shooting that arrow. I think he knew right at that point that it was not going to get it.
Right.
You could tell by the look on his face. But as guys pull down targets, you got Bob Hernandez leaving, Donnie Thacker leaving, Richard Bowen, Jesse Broadwater. But you still got our Southern Hemisphere
2, 3,
brother right there
4,
is
5.
still in it. So Rico's still in it.
It looks like we have 10 left.
Peter
Is that
Elzinga's
right?
still in it. This gentleman's putting up a new target.
10 left.
So here we go.
10 left out there, Greg.
Yep, here we go.
So we lost 13.
Yes, and they are not, I repeat, not scooting everybody to the middle quite yet.
Yeah.
Now, if we lose another half or 3/4 of the class and we
They
get
should
down to
tighten
like
it up.
4, then they'll probably move everybody to the middle. But one thing about the setup this year in Vegas is we are way farther away from the archers than we have ever been before, because there was 24 of these dudes.
Yeah,
So they
exactly.
had to put up more bales than ever and make the setup wider than ever.
And for those for those folks that aren't here that are watching or listening, I'm gonna tell you, we have one heck of a crowd back here.
We do. It is
Bleachers
absolutely
are
packed.
just slammed.
So Bruce Cole's up there telling everybody to give a hand to those folks that have been eliminated. But here we go. Sergio Pagni is still in it.
Chance
Actually,
is
no.
down there.
Richard Bowen is still in it. Richard Bowen standing right there.
Oh, there
so
he is, yep.
He just brought back an old target. That's what it was.
Okay.
So Richard Bowen's still in it. Good for him. Peter Elzinga, Miko is still in it. So we got some big names, but we also got some new ones
Unfamiliar
to this
names,
stage
yeah.
too.
Unfamiliar. for me
Literally,
anyway.
Keith, if you go Stefan, Sergio, Chance, and Steve, after that it's pretty much your non-prime, Peter Elzinga, of
That
course,
we haven't seen here before in
this
the
situation.
shoot-off. Yes, sir.
Exactly.
Yep.
So our 4
Here we
guys
go.
on the end are familiar faces to this, but here we go, man. We're down to the final 10 in the
Should be able to
championship
get a couple of these
open.
and
I'm curious to see how quick guys like Stefan Hansen and Steve Anderson get their arrows out and step off the line.
Hanson's good.
Looks like
Chance is good.
Chance's shots are breaking pretty good. So 10s across the board so far. Bobev 10.
Ponya's good.
Arenas shot a 9, so Arenas will be out. Well, he out unless everybody else drops a 9. So that Bowen quick with 2 10s out there. So Bowen's the quickest. Jackson's out with a 19. So right now, Steve Anderson just missed one. So Steve Anderson's going to be out. Stefan Hansen's going to be out. So Stefan Hansen, Steve Anderson, Arenas, and Jackson are all out. Richard Bowen drops a quick 30 and steps off the line.
I don't blame him. Chance has got 2 good ones down there. Looks like maybe he took a couple clicks off of it and got it right back down in the middle of it.
Absolutely. 52 seconds, 50 seconds left, and Elzinga still has another arrow, but Jackson with a 29.
Well, Chance has still got one too. He's at full draw. There he goes. He's got that.
That shot broke pretty good. Chance Bobev with a little fist pump right there. So it literally looks like we could be down to 3 here. Bobev, Bowen, and our New Zealand brother from the Southern Hemisphere.
Wow.
Look at Riku hanging in there. Sergio Pagni can maintain his status here with 21 seconds left. The Sultan of Smooth will not be intimidated by
Looking
any
pretty
time
solid.
issues. Pagni with a 30. So we're down to 4.
Down to 4.
Here we go. So this will be extremely interesting. So we're gonna stick with this one for a minute, folks. But Steve Anderson has his quiver and his hat off. He looks a little bit dejected out there. But Stefan Hansen's already on his phone.
Yeah, but man, when it gets down to this, I mean, every one of these gentlemen have shot their butts off all weekend. Have really done good. Can't do anything but be proud of themselves. I know it. I've been in this situation, so I know what it feels like to, just barely miss that X and you're going home. But, at least they can stand up there and say that they've shot a 900.
Absolutely.
So they need to be proud about that.
So let me ask you this though: a guy like Stefan Hansen, look at him shaking his head right there. He's absolutely not happy.
Yeah.
But you take guys like Stefan Hansen, Chance Bobev, Sergio Pagni, no disrespect to the rest of the guys out here, but yes, they can walk away going, I shot the 900, that's great. Chance Bobev and Stefan Hansen is officially out. Stefan Hansen, Bobev, and those guys, they have other expectations after the 900.
They're here to win. Oh,
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Every single one of them, man. And like you said, I mean, we've got some unfamiliar faces, but, you know, they're doing the same thing, and we still got, I think, a couple of them that are still in.
Absolutely.
So they're getting their little bit of taste of it, too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Sergio Pagni looks to be railing.
Yep.
Sergio's an extremely popular archer worldwide.
And he was the first lucky dog winner.
Yes, he
correct?
was.
Yep.
In 3 arrows, it was
right.
over
Done.
before it started. And
gone.
Sergio, of course, a Hoyt shooter, shoots that 36-inch front stabilizer with about 18 ounces out front. It's got the bars. It's the biter rod. There's Chance Bobeff in. So that's going to be well, there's 4 now, so I don't want to speak prematurely about any podiums.
That's right.
But Sergio shoots that extremely heavy front end resistance load, and shoots the old Spot Hog Cascade release.
Yeah, I saw that.
So,
I think I saw the live feed, maybe from Lancaster. Was he at Lancaster? Somewhere here recently, and I was like, wow, man, that thing's like 40 years old, and he's still
for real.
getting after it.
Well, he actually, the last recollection I have was probably about 7-8 years ago. I actually helped him, and he actually called Spot Hog and bought all they had left.
Really?
Like 18 of them.
Wow.
So that's apparently a pretty popular release over in Italy, but here, of course, it's not.
There you go.
You know, or Spot Hog would have continued
in.
making it, but Richard Bowen's still in it to win it. He is definitely
So
the
are they
blue
not
collar
making
favorite.
that release anymore?
No, they stopped making
Okay.
that release some time ago.
Okay. Hey, did I tell you how good my Martin bow shoots? I just throw that out
About
there.
900 good.
Okay, yeah,
About
man.
900 good.
Yes, sir.
Well, I mean, let's talk about that for a minute, and the transition. That bow runs limb stops.
Yes.
And you came from Elite that was running limb stops.
Yes, sir.
So your transition with that bow was probably fairly quick.
Yeah, it was. You're exactly right. We talked about this a little while ago. I was fortunate enough that I had already been shooting that pretty much the exact kind of setup with the limb stop, so I was unaffected by the change.
Right. Peter Elzinga out.
Peter's out. Okay. You know, but man, the bow just I can't say enough about the Martin product that they have out there right now, and anybody that's listening, if you can't find a dealer in your area, you send me a message. I'll get you hooked up.
There you go. And now, you know, so on that note, that's, you know, on the transition note, look at Rico still in it to win it.
There we go.
From New Zealand. So, and then you look at some other world-class archers that are on the Martin train right now. You know, you got Kendall Woody, Shane Wills, Jeff Hopkins. When I look at those kind of guys, I go, okay, Kendall Woody obviously finished on the podium here. That's great for him. But when you give guys like that a little bit more time behind that rig to get used to the system and figure it out, it's probably going to be dangerous.
Yeah, exactly. You know, because and you got Cody Seitz out there. You know, you've got Rod White. I mean, I have the advantage because I've shot limb stops for the last several years. So yeah, and the way I have my cam set up, the small draw cam goes to exactly my draw length. So I'm fortunate there. But you're right.
There you go.
When they get a hold of it, that's like Hopkins prior to coming here. You know, I mean, he sat there and he was shooting the feeder target. So he just had the X to aim at, and he shot, I don't know, 2 or 3 30Xs back to back.
Right.
You know, so you're right. When they get it figured out,
there you go.
I mean, I ain't gonna give them all the information. You know.
There you go. All right, folks, that's the end of the second X scoring ring there, and we're gonna take a break, go pay some bills, and we'll be back just a minute with more coverage from the 2019 Vegas shoot. All right, everybody, we're back here at the 2019 Vegas shoot-off. This is the Championship Open. I'm here with Keith Trail. We are down to the final 5.
Final 5. They've moved them all
This
a
is
little
it.
bit closer, too.
Yeah, they put them into the middle. We got Miko on the end, squeaked out that one that we weren't quite sure about. Riku's in there, of course, Richard Bowen, Chance Bobeff, and Sultan of Smooth, Sergio Pagni. So We're X for X here, folks. You miss an X here, you better hope somebody else does too.
Bowen's good. Chance just center punched it. Ponye's good.
There we go. So far we got 4 out of 5 10s.
The gentleman on the far end. There we go.
Richard Bowen's getting them on and getting them gone. He's looking at that last arrow. Well, yeah, he's got 2 X's, Richard Bowen does. Chance Bobef aims really, really well, by the way, in case you hadn't noticed.
That looks good.
Miko's aiming really well also. That's impressive. Richard Bowen did not like that shot right there.
All right, we got 4. Oh, yep,
They're calling it out. So Richard Bowen's going to be eliminated with a 29, assuming that everybody else.
Correct.
30's out. Yeah, Richard Bowen definitely tall. That looks like a big 9. Not that it matters at this point. But,
no, and you know, it's just a little bit of pressure.
A miss is a miss. Chance Bobef
hammered it.
closes with a 30. Riku closes with a 30. Looks like Miko is going to be out with a 29.
Say, yeah, the one on the end.
It's up to Sergio now. Sergio brings it home. So here we go. And then there was 3. So looks like we're going to have familiar faces on the podium of Sergio Pagni and Chance Bobef. But we got a New Zealander in there that's throwing a little limping into the pimping.
I'm going to tell you, man, he's bringing it now. He ain't singing it. He's bringing it.
Oh, for real. And, I mean, look, that's got to be, that's great for Bowtech.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, good for
So
Bowtech.
what do we have out there? We've got
Elite, Hoyt, and Bowtech.
Elite, Hoyt, and Bowtech.
Yes, absolutely. So Sergio Pagni with a 30. All right, here we go. Chance Bobef's all look pretty solid to me. There you go.
Solid.
That's going to be a podium finish for Chance Bobef.
Exactly
He's been
right.
due.
He hadn't been up there
No,
in a while.
no, not in a while.
Yeah.
And he's one of the gentlemen that's won it back-to-back.
Yes.
I mean, he's won this thing 3 times, and to win Vegas back-to-back, that's not an easy thing to do.
Hey, guess what, Greg?
What's up?
I did it. Get you some of that.
Touche. I walked right into that bad boy.
Yes, sir.
Bowen 29.
That's all right, man. That's a strong showing right there. When
Absolutely.
You can get down to the final 5, man.
No doubt about it.
No shame right there.
All right, here we go. We're getting down to the end here. They already pretty much called out Miko, but we haven't got down there for the official. But I'll tell you what, Riku is pounding it out.
Yes, sir.
Good for Rico. He's, I think you might start hearing some Aussie New Zealand chants here in a minute. This keeps going. So being from the first archer from the Southern Hemisphere to make the 900 and then make the podium, that's compounding.
Hey, let me tell you what. What'd you say? He's from New Zealand, right?
Yes.
The gentleman. Gosh, man, I can't remember how to pronounce his name, but gentleman from Australia shot on my target the first 2 days, and buddy, he was hammering down.
Was he?
I'm telling you. 12. I think he said it was a 12 or a 13-hour flight over here.
Right.
I mean, just these guys are coming out of the woodwork.
Well, they are, and I mean that's kind of what's happening with this shoot is, as big as it's getting, 3,767 participants. Not only are the participants, growing, but I mean, look, I know we say it, I know what people might get tired of hearing, but this is the Super Bowl of archery.
Yeah.
Period. End of story. That's all there is to it. And so if you get serious about tournament archery, you got to come here. That's all there is to it.
I'm sorry, man. I'm just sitting here in amazement, just watching these guys pull down their target. I mean, they're just, man, you got to, exactly, there you go. You got to give them a hand. I mean,
right.
They've done extremely well all weekend long.
No doubt about it. Chance Bobef is rolling, man. Chance is actually showing a little bit of emotion, too.
I was going to say, he's got his chest poked out there. Well, what he has of a chest, he's got it poked out there a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Snatches that elite up and flips
yes,
her
sir.
around and pulls it off.
He's getting ready to get her done.
Oh, yeah. He's like, let's do this. Chance with that kind of confidence is a dangerous thing.
Yeah. He's not, he's smiling. He's Look at that, man. He's got that tunnel vision I was telling you about last night.
He do. And then but then you got the Sultan of Smooth, Sergio Pagni, who's not going to be shook by nothing. And then you got Riku, who's like, oh, cool, I'm here.
Yeah.
So you literally got 3 guys up there that are all in different situations.
Yes, sir.
So here we go. Here we go. Final 3. 2019 Vegas. The Vegas Shoot. Here with Keith Trail. This weekend's coverage brought to you by Cafaro International. Here we go. These could be the last arrows fired of the night.
Yeah, and they're calling X's as a 10.
X's is a 10. Chance Bobef looks to be aiming extremely well.
Dead center.
Chance is rolling.
That's close. I can't see it from here.
Miko has a little bit of a loose one. Sergio, I'm not sure what size shaft that is.
Yeah.
They're calling. They're calling Riku out. They're calling Pagni in.
Okay. So we could be down to 2 right here.
We could. Well, we got 2 more arrows. This could be all Riku lets down.
Let down.
Chance ain't letting nothing. Chance. Little bit of oohs and ahs there for Chance. Chance Bobef missed one left. And he's shaking his head. He's not happy with that at all.
Not happy.
Not happy at all.
So it's all going to depend on what Sergio does.
It's all going to depend on Sergio.
That top arrow, it looks like it's in.
Hard to tell, but we might have another.
Well, and Rico just dropped another one.
So here we go.
Chance
this
needs
is
to hammer this last one and see what Sergio does.
He absolutely does. Well, Chance steps off the line, and this could be it.
This could be it right here.
He's not the lucky dog this year, but it could be a repeat. And he's pretty much unflappable.
He hammered it.
There you go.
He hammered it.
There's
your 2019
and it
Vegas
looks
champion.
like at this point, Sergio Pagni is going to be your 2019 Vegas champion. Let's wait for the official confirmation.
Right. There you go.
Chance Bobef giving hugs once they walk up to the target there. So obviously it didn't look like it was far outside the 10 line whatsoever. So if that's a 27, which it probably is, it's going to catch the X.
It's going to catch it. Yes, sir. And that would put Chance in second, possibly.
Correct.
And Rico in third.
Yep.
Strong shooting, gentlemen.
Absolutely. That is exactly what it is.
This is Pagni. This is his second time winning.
Second time. He was the lucky dog when it basically went. As soon as they went to X's, he won and it was done.
Yep.
Literally, the whole shoot-off was like 6 arrows. I mean, look, Sergio's been doing this so long. Italian archer, a great guy, and he's just simply 30. Sergio Pagni. Sergio is just pretty much unflappable. I mean, he's done it all. He's been there for everything, and just nothing's really going to faze him.
You know, I actually thought about him a couple weeks ago. I really did. I was like, man, I hope he's not 50.
That's awesome. That's awesome. 29, and there it is. Sergio Pagni is going to be officially your 2019 Vegas Championship Open winner. All right, Greg Poyer of Bowjunky Media. We're with the 2019, not the lucky dog, the 2019 Vegas champion. You went out there and did exactly what you were said you're going to do earlier today.
Exactly. I say that I was confident with my shot, that I was thinking about I was able to win, but you know, as a big game, a big deal, a lot of great archers, so I know about my forces, but I know about the others. So, but I was very happy to stay here with this confidential shot, and the final, it was paying. So
absolutely. So let me ask you, I know that you were in the zone and you were paying attention to what you had going on, but when Chance Bobef missed that arrow left, were you aware of that?
No, I just hearing some voices, but I normally with the wood archery and alternate shot, you know about, so it's an open door, but you have to enter. So I was just thinking about my shot and about a very strong 10.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again, buddy. This is 2 Vegas championships for you in your career. You have had a fantastic career up until now. It's been absolutely amazing. So, what are your thoughts from here?
Well, I'm 39. I will be 40 in a couple of months, so I'm still young. Yeah.
Yes.
I want to thank you so much to my wife that is at home with my daughter and all my family, and she is taking care about my family, looking me competing around the world. She is two-time Olympian, so she know about what means to compete at high level. And thinking that she is happy for me, I want to be here with her next time. So
Absolutely. Congratulations, buddy.
thank you.
All right, folks. Greg Poole here at Bowjunky Media. We're here with the second place finisher at the 2019 Vegas Championship. Familiar place to this shoot off. You shot absolutely incredible. Give us your thoughts right now, Chance.
I'm pretty happy. You know, I fired really good shots. You know, I was making good shots. My nerves I had them under control. So I'm really happy with how it came out. Of course, so close, but I want to win this thing so bad again. But
Right. You have actually won this event back to back, but before you've won it a total of 3 times. 4 obviously would be incredible. So you are widely recognized as one of the greatest indoor archers that's ever been. But right now, and I was talking about this with Keith Trail, shooting a 900 it isn't really enough for somebody at your level and somebody as competitive as you. So, second is awesome, but coming up short, I want to talk about that last arrow. I know we could tell by the look on your face you weren't exactly happy with where it fired.
it was the second one. You know, the first one fired good. The second one fired pretty good. You know, I had a little bit of wiggle in my sight picture because of the nerves, obviously, but it felt pretty good. But I could tell by where it landed that it wasn't in the middle. But third one fired really good and just wasn't enough. So Sergio shot great. I mean, he's very, very, very dangerous.
All right, so heading into the rest of the season, the second place in Vegas has got to give you a lot of confidence moving forward throughout the year.
It does, but it definitely makes me want to go home and work harder. I want to win, man.
That's it. All right, buddy. Congratulations. Nice job.